Hi, GVS here. Uh, this video talks about the pharma sector small case theme, which was launched by me on July 24th, 2023. So that's close to about 2.5 years, and the CAGR returns as on date, which is about 40.32% per annum. Okay, that's the gross returns which are verifiable on small case platform. Nowadays, small case management has introduced an option for us wherein we are, a chartered accountant would actually also verify the returns reported by us on the small case platform. Small case platform itself is a third party platform which captures live data and reports its returns. So we have no access to that. On top of it, because of this new introduction of audit by in terms of our reported gross returns and all, SES certificate also is getting included in the fact sheet that once you subscribe and download. Okay, so that's a good thing. Short point is these are verifiable gross returns on the model portfolio around this thematic scheme. Now, a little bit about this pharma theme. I don't want to dump you with too much of data and all, but some highlights of the past performance, how I'm able to generate this alpha and stuff like that. One is my rebalance approach. A rebalance approach is not periodic, but we try to time the stocks. Now, timing is not exactly on that day and at that price. You try to capture them when they are available after a correction and all in value zones. So you buy low and sell high. So if you interpret that, you buy when they are they are in the value zone with low valuations or fair valuation zone, and then you sell high when they become expensive in a bull phase. That is our approach. So rebalance is done in an opportunistic fashion. So when the portfolio itself is expensive, we recommend booking of the profits, and such profits will be converted into liquid funds and gold or instruments like that. So it's like a parking space. It's like a pit stop in Formula One race and all. So you stop there, get energize yourself, wait for the market correction to be over, then you start driving. So that is when the weights of the stocks will be increased, which is a signal that the stocks have fallen into value zone after the haircut in the market. So that is how this product gets managed. Of course, we used to park some funds in the gold also. So that has also added to this portfolio product returns in the last 1 year. So pharma sector as a whole is very interesting theme. As you all know, I just want to present a couple of points to you. For some of you may already know, in pharma generics market, India is like a pharmacy of the world. 50%, close to 40 to 50% of the US generics medicines are from India. So that is the level of global status we have. Now, if we so slowly pharma companies are getting into value-added zones also. So the best is yet to come for this industry because the capacity is all there. Now, with increased technology transfer and joint venture partnerships from these global giants, you may see even innovation and drug discovery also happening from India in the next decade to come. So we can't rule out, because India is in a sweet spot with respect to the investment attractiveness by these global giants. So it's a good thing. But one thing I want to highlight is pharma itself is a thematic small case where the periods of underperformance and periods of overperformance are clearly visible in any thematic scheme. So you need to have patience. And that too, pharma generally is a slow moving product. Like the momentum comes, it goes through a rapid a bull phase, but the slow moving track itself tests your patience from time to time. Of course, we do the rebalancing when it gets into expensive zone, and then we can wait peacefully because it's easy for us to recommend that you park your funds in liquid funds and wait. But do you have our level of behavior? So that patience patience is rewarded in many of the thematic small schemes, I would say. Is generally true for the stock market also. And have a 2-3 year time frame and not just 1 year time frame, because when you get subscribed to the portfolio, the product may be giving you only a trading profits. And then we pitch in and then say that no, the product is expensive because underlying stocks have run up too far from, say, in the previous lows and all. So now it's a time to stop, so time to pause. So it will test your patience. So don't think that for the sake of that annual fee we are not we are not able to spot opportunities. No, we are very, very careful in terms of recommending stocks when they fall into buy zone. That's the only way you can generate alpha, because if you are expecting market returns, you wouldn't be subscribing to a small case manager or even actively managed fund manager, because we need to, it's a constant effort for us to beat the market. So beating the market means essentially buying low, essentially, and then selling high. So you have to, in a way, a proxy for timing is to get in when the stock falls into value zone due to various reasons, and then sell high when it becomes into higher valuation zone. So that is the game, and through which my rebalance is not periodic. Rebalance is based on the market opportunities, the attractiveness of the underlying stocks, and the availability of new stocks in the value zone. So multiple factors. So we don't want to slow down the speed of a winning horse by doing it every month or every quarter, which is not my style. I would love to time the stocks. For want of better word, I would like to buy or recommend buy in value zones and sell in when the stock becomes expensive relative to its earnings growth and performance and market conditions and all. That's an assessment framework that we have. Okay, so that's a bit about pharma. There's a lot of opportunities for us to go global with all this. It's still at a very nascent stage, I would say, in terms of its market cap of the whole pharma sector and all. With increased capability, once we get into drug discovery phase, I think you will see Pfizer's of this world coming from India also. So we can't rule out, because there are many Indians who are in young age, and companies are also once they get this technology transfer for from a molecule to commercialization of the technology in pharma sector and accelerated revenue maximization, it's a art in itself. So we have captured the drug generics market. So now the time is for getting into original drug discovery also. So those are some of the highlights I wanted to give you about this product. One request to you is please read all the documents carefully before investing. Okay, and I would be very disappointed even if one guy claims a refund after seeing the portfolio of stocks, because we want to be a good professional and serve you. But if someone asks for a refund because of whether there are various reasons, like whether only 1 or 2 stocks or 90% is parked in liquid fund, then you haven't understood my rebalance style. So just like you choose small case manager, I also choose my clients. I want to be a good professional, but I would expect my clients also to be good display professionalism in terms of having the patience to wait. Because this is not about this 3-4 thousands of rupees, but the game is much bigger. It's about your patience, your investment behavior. So I do have a small policy of blacklisting the investors, preventing them from subscribing in future to any of my small case products. In good, just to be fair on both sides. That's a contract. There is a no refund policy is available. Please read everything and choose your managers. So just like we bet on winning horses, which are stocks, you have to bet on a winning manager for you, winning horse is a winning small case manager, not the stocks, because you will not have a clue about when to buy or what to buy or when to sell. These are three pillars of optimizing portfolio returns, or which drive the portfolio returns eventually. Okay, that you leave it to us. Stay calm. Of course, this the entire guidance is discretionary in your hands. You do whatever you want. This is what in good faith we are telling you. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the other side. I wish you all the very best.